For the today video we used the DROPS Merino Extra Fine, 100% wool yarn with 4mm needles, US 6. So we are going to start with casting on 30 stitches. So cast on 30 with a traditional long tail cast on. So did 30 stitches. Now we are going to work one ridge in garter stitch, so we knit, on the front side we knit again, so these two rows are called the garter ridge. You can see here now the purl row and the knit row. That's considered one ridge. So now we can decide, later on we are going to sew, so we can decide if we like to sew this side or if we like to sew this side. I prefer to sew this side, so I'm going to knit one more row to be back on the front to start with the buttoning. That means I knit for 3 rows, not only one ridge, but 3 rows. That would be 1.5 ridge. And then we start with the buttoning. Because the rows are so short, I just keep you on here and show you the complete row. So here we go. That means 3 rows are knitted. So now we actually start with the buttoning. Because this is going to be on the back of our hat, it's going to be smaller That means we're now increasing. So the first is a purl. Then we are going to knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, purl 1. Again, purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, purl 1. Purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, purl 1. Purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, purl 1. Purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, purl 1. Purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, and the last is a purl. So on the back side, we are going to knit, purl, and now because we don't want to have a hole, we are going to purl this one through the back loop, so not for the front, that would give a huge hole. We purl through the back. Purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, and the yarn over, we're going to purl through the back. That means you swing your needle, place the needle in the back, yarn over and through. Purl, purl, knit, knit. So basically you knit the knit stitches, you purl the purls, and the yarn over, we are going to purl through the back loop. Again, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl through the back, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl for the back loop, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl for the back loop, purl, purl, and knit. So now we start with the buttoning. You still can see some small holes here. They are quite normal because you change here from the garter to the knit stitch. But with the cable, it will push everything together and it will be nearly invisible then. So we are going to start with a purl. And now we're going to make our first cable. That means we take 2 stitches on the cable needle in front of the piece. That means the cable needle hangs in front. We're going to knit 2. And now we're going to knit this 2 from the cable needle. Purl, purl, and make a cable again. Put 2 on the cable needle, let it hang in front, knit 2, knit the 2 cable, put down, purl 2. You see, and the holes are completely invisible. So we're doing that again. Putting 2 on the needle, keeping them in front, knit 2, knit the 2 from the needle, purl 2. This time I'm going to show how to do without the cable needle. That means putting the 2 off, take off this 2, putting this 2 on again, putting this 2 on, and now we're going to knit. Don't worry, I'll show you more slowly, but you can see it looks exactly the same. So, very slowly. You drop this 2, because we're going to exchange this 2 to be in front and this 2 to be on the back. So we're dropping this 2, drop them, go behind them, take off, be careful not to switch them or twist them, put this 2 back on, and then we're putting this 2 on. I'm just holding them so they don't slide off. Here we go. I'll show you one more time. This 2, let them go, put this 2 on this needle, put the 2 back, put this 2 on. And like you see, I always hold them so they're going nowhere. You can do, of course, as you prefer. Maybe for the beginning, if you're afraid to lose them, it's easier to use the cable needle. I prefer to do it without, it goes much faster for me. But that's how you like it. Now, as a reference from the pattern, you can see we have done the increasing with the yarn over, going back. Now we have made the cabling. We are coming back. That means we have done the back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of plain knitting. Then we are going to do the cabling again, and then we are going to have again 5 rows of knitting. The upper part concerns us when we are finished. So now we are concentrating on this part actually. That means we have the cable and 5 rows in between. So I'm going to knit 5 rows and show you how it looks like, and then we continue. After knitting 5 rows, it looks like that. Now there's always a problem when you put it down or you make something in between, how to count the rows. I like to count the rows here on the right side of the cable, because you can see there's a diagonal one. That's the row where we have been cabling. So we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight rows. That means it's time for cabling again. And I'm just going to show you again how to cable with the cable needle and then without. With the cable needle, you're putting 2 stitches in front, let them hang loose. Just knit the next stitches normal. Don't tuck too much on the yarn. Just regular knitting. Then you push the needle down. So you can easily knit off this 2. Put the needle down. Purl the next 2. And again. Taking the cable needle. Let them hang, knit the next 2, knit the 2 from the cable needle, just like that, just as it would be a regular needle. Put them down, purl 2, here we go, our beautiful cables. Now we're doing the same thing without the cable needle. That means You're dropping 2 stitches, put the needle in the next 2, and get these 2 guys back on. I'm always holding my nail here to push against. Put these 2 back on and knit them off. It's a little bit fiddly to get in the first one, but therefore you don't need the cable needle, but it saves you some time. Here we go. Slip off these 2, put the next back on. You see, they're not going to unravel or doing any weird things, they're just popping out there. Put this 2 back on. So it depends on the yarn you use. So I recommend just to try yourself with a nice twisted plump yarn. So nothing happened here. It's not that easy to twist actually, or to split the yarn or anything. Just drop them, put the needle in there at you, just so that we can exchange them, right? Put these 2 on and knit them off. You see, they look exactly like the same we do with the cable needle. I do maxima 2, sometimes 3. More I would recommend to use the needle anyway. Because of course, the more you stretch, the more are the chances that they unravel. So, do it once again, this time very slowly. So here we're going to cable. That means these 2 need to be exchanged with these 2. That just means they are changing their place. So, pull out the needle of the first, of the second, let them hang loose, take the right hand needle, as if to purl, in, and put them back on. Now we're just going to knit, 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 knit. And the last one is a purl like all the rows. So here we go. Have a look on these beautiful, beautiful cables. That's how the backside look. This kind of cable, of course, is not reversible. So it has a beautiful side and the wrong side. So we are going now to do that actually for a couple of more rows before we actually divide the stitches and do the magic. So please keep on knitting for 24 centimeter and I see you there. Don't forget, every 5 rows there is the cable, so you knit 1 back, 3, 4, 5. That means 3 rows on the back side, 2 rows on the front side, and then we are going to cable again. See you there. So after 24 centimeter, we are going to divide into half. For me, it's a cabling row. So I cable to the middle. Purl 1. Now we're taking our third needle, the leave these stitches on a hold and continue knitting only on this side for 4 centimeters. So we knit up 4 centimeters, then we knit up 4 centimeters on this side, and then I show you how to connect. So now we have the 4 centimeters on the left side and on the right side. Now we are going to place the stitches like that, back on one needle. I'm just sliding them by going in as if to purl, sliding the stitches over. All the stitches back on one needle. At the beginning it looks a little bit funny, but as soon as we work the row, it will turn out to be nice. So we start over here. I attach the yarn new. First one purl. Then I'm in a cable needle. So that means I'm going to cable in this row. Going in like that. Cabling the two stitches here. Cabling the next. Purl 2. Cable 2. Purl 2. Cable 2. Purl 1. Here we are going to put this all together. Purl 1 stitch. Cable the next one, just as before, to put everything nicely together on the same needle again. Okay, that's how it's going to be combined. And from here on we just continue as we did before in our pattern. And here we are going to continue until the piece measures 49 centimeters. And then I show you how to sew in together everything. That's how the braid is worked. Now you just continue as before. See you then. So now your work is supposed to look like that. Here's the beginning. We knit up everything, we twist, and we knit again. Now actually, I'm on the part where A2 is finished. Now comes A3. That means I have to knit 2 more rows. Then we have 1 more cable crossing. And then we are going to decrease. So just let me knit these 2 rows. So now we are decreasing. Knit 2 together. Knit 2. Purl 2. And again knit 2 together. Knit 2. Purl 2. Knit 2 together. Knit 2. Purl 1. So the chart is finished. That's what I have left actually from the first ball of yarn. So my second one is untouched. That means for me I'm going to sew together now both ends because I knit here 2 ridges anyway. I'm going to sew it together and call it a finished. I'm not going to break in the second ball. So this sewing together, if you look here closely, you can see the garter ridges, of course, are wider than the cable button. That means if you would now sew 1 and 1 like that, the back side will be wider than the front. And actually I don't like this look a lot. So I was thinking if I can crunch it like that, you see that? That actually the cables stand out like that, it would look much nicer. So first I'm trying that with my end yarn. Just by I want to poke out this one. So I'm going to go in like that, out like that, in like that, out like that, in like that, out like that. Just the whole row. Just to have a look what that would give me. There's nothing really to sew or something, huh? So, you see? That would do the job actually quite nicely. So, put everything together. And now, when you do it together, be very careful not to twist it in any wrong direction. So I thread the end yarn. Like I said, I'm not going to break in the second ball. If you have already, of course, knit like the instructions say. So you can see now, I'm going to put the live stitches together with this one. So I'm not doing anything fancy or freaky here, just going through the one, taking it off, going for the next one. So here is actually not like we're doing a regular bind off or something like that, because to be honest, take 2, go back. Here it's actually more that we are trying to cinch in that is not wider. So it's going to give us an appearance like that actually. Not going to look like you haven't seen the seam or anything. So the seam will be visible, no matter how you do it actually. But like I said, I'm just trying to cinch in a little bit here, so that the seam doesn't get wider actually. So then pull quite tightly this time. Here again, I'm just always taking 2. And I'm trying to avoid to get them together here. I'm trying to get them in here. So it's not like a real seaming, yeah? You won't do that with anything else. It's just in this case because I'm trying to pull it nicely together. So of course, if you're a knitter, you know already how to do that. But for the new ones, if you're going to sew something else, don't do it this way. This one is really just to cinch it in, to look that it looks nicely when you wear it. Again, and taking two. See, you have now connected these two. Now we're at the next one. That means you're again going in here. Oops. Taking the next two. Connecting them again with the cable. You see, I'm not doing anything freaky fancy, and it looks quite nice. Again, just two. There are the two in between. So we're going to match them up in between here. So now we're doing the cable ones again. The cable ones we're going to connect here with the cable ones. Always pull quite nice, because actually I like it if the back side, if it's quite tight, because first thing a headband not supposed to fall off, and the next thing is not supposed to be wider on the back than on the front. So that's why we are going to cinch in here quite a lot. So we're again at the cable. The cable gets attached to the cable. But it lines up actually nicely. And the good thing is, if you do it quite tight, you can always loosen it at the end a little to get it matched up quite nicely. So we're in the middle again. Go in here. And we're going to attach the last cable once and twice. So now you're actually in control to cinch it in even more if you like so, or you can loosen it a little. And it looks not that bad actually. It's lining up quite nicely. I can loosen at the beginning here a little bit more. So you can see it lines up here quite nicely and it doesn't widen at this point. So we have now here the back and the front. And of course we have quite a lot of ends to wave in. So now I'm just going to wave in my ends. And then again I'm going to show you the finished object. So the headband is now finished. You can see I have woven in all the ends. This one you just leave open like that. You can wear it of course either side. You can wear it up or down, like that or like that. Now it's time just to wash it. And I won't soak it. I would just wash it actually a little bit. That means you just put it in the warm water, let it there for a little bit. But a little bit, I mean maybe 1 minute or something. So don't let it soak, just let it rest so that it relaxes a little bit. Then take it out, put it in the towel, let it dry. And actually it's ready to wear. So I would say less than a week for this very, very nice headband. It looks actually like store-bought. It doesn't look like handmade. It has a really nice polished finish. The backside looks very nice now, and we cinched it in, so it lines up. Nothing poking out there. So, that's it. You can wear the most beautiful and perfect headband. So, have a nice winter time. Bye!